What if I told you that the ultimate weapon to stop a devastating flash flood, one powerful enough to sweep away cars, isn't a meter-thick reinforced concrete wall, but a fragile piece of fabric? Would you believe me? In Reno, Nevada, this seemingly crazy idea is a reality. Moving past traditional rock embankments that are easily washed away, Hydrotex has emerged as a silent and resilient shield for the earth. How can a material that looks so flimsy withstand water moving at terrifying speeds? And why is it being hailed as the silent guardian of modern civilization? In today's video, Massive Minds will take you deep into the engineering behind Hydrotex. From the design of pressure relief points to the pumping of rheological grout to create a sustainable channel protection system. Geographically, Reno, Nevada is a high desert, but hydrologically it is one of the harshest hotspots in the United States. Nestled at the foot of the Sierra Nevada, the city serves as a force downstream for sudden snowmelt. When rising temperatures combine with heavy rainfall, a phenomenon known as the Pineapple Express, millions of cubic meters of water surge into the channels with terrifying kinetic energy. For decades, engineers adhered to a simple philosophy: meet force with force. They lined the channels with thousands of tons of boulders, known as riprap. These massive stones were expected to use their sheer weight to anchor the ground. But the reality was grim. The rushing currents snaked through the gaps, hollowing out the foundation and turning heavy boulders into mere marbles, swept away in the blink of an eye. To change the game, a revolutionary technique was chosen: Hydrotex filter point. This is not precast concrete armor. It is tailored directly onto the desert terrain. This system allows humans to tame the current by harnessing the very laws of pressure. But how can fragile fabric fibers hold hundreds of tons of liquid concrete in the middle of a raging torrent? And what secret lies within these strange filter points that allows them to fossilize into a permanent fortress, even as the sturdiest stone walls crumble? The secret lies in a high-stakes battle against hydrostatic pressure, an invisible force emanating from beneath the ground. Put simply, as floodwater seeps deep into the desert soil, it creates an upward thrust known as uplift. With traditional slab concrete linings, the completely sealed surface causes this pressure to build up. When the pressure exceeds the weight of the concrete, it lifts and fractures the entire structure, destroying the project from the bottom up. To solve this problem fundamentally, engineers applied filter point technology. Instead of creating an airtight seal, the Hydrotex fabric is woven with thousands of precisely spaced drainage points. These points act as an active pressure relief membrane, allowing groundwater to escape to the surface in a controlled manner. This completely neutralizes the uplift force, ensuring that the lining, even at just 10 to 15 centimeters thick, remains stable and anchored to the desert floor instead of being detached or bursting apart. While traditional concrete is brittle and shatters as the ground shifts, this technology creates a hybrid marvel, a system with the unyielding strength of stone, but the graceful flexibility of a textile. But for this pressure relief system to work flawlessly across 2 kilometers, the fit must be perfect. The fabric has to maintain absolute contact with the terrain. Even a tiny air pocket beneath it could compromise the entire armor's strength. To achieve that level of precision over 2,080 meters of canal, human intuition just isn't enough. Instead, they've deployed a fleet of GPS-equipped excavators linked directly to satellites in orbit. These massive buckets move with the precision of a surgical scalpel, carving the Nevada desert floor with an error margin of less than 2 centimeters. Every square meter is leveled to a razor-sharp hydraulic slope. This isn't just a construction site. It's a grand-scale geological sculpture, turning the rugged canal bed into a smooth canvas, ready for its second skin. Once the ground matches the blueprint, over 2,000 meters of high-strength fabric is unrolled like a giant silk ribbon across the desert. But laying it down is only half the battle. To anchor this skin against the thousands of tons of dragging force from the water, engineers dig half-meter-deep anchor trenches along the crest of the banks. The fabric is buried and locked into the earth, creating an impenetrable seal. These trenches are the secret weapon against undermining, that silent enemy that hollows out foundations from below without leaving a trace. With the fabric locked down, the canal now looks as if it's wearing a gray, imposing suit of armor, ready for the high-stakes filling phase ahead. Now, the pressure shifts to the grout pumpers. They are about to inject tons of liquid stone into this fragile casing where a single pressure spike could blow apart everything the satellite-guided teams worked so hard to achieve. Where a single pressure spike could blow apart everything the satellite-guided teams worked so hard to achieve. To fill this fragile casing without a disaster, standard concrete simply won't cut it. The large stones in traditional mixes would instantly clog the narrow fabric pockets, or worse, rip the fabric wide open under the intense pressure of the pumps. It raises a critical question. Is there a material fluid enough to glide through thousands of meters of fabric, yet tough enough to stop a raging flood once it sets? The answer is fine aggregate grout. Engineers have completely stripped away the large rocks to maximize mobility. But to ensure the grout reaches every tiny corner without overthinning it with water, which would cause shrinkage and structural weakness, they've added superplasticizers. This allows the mixture to achieve high compressive strength while virtually eliminating post-hardening cracks. This precision is strictly monitored by the slump test right at the nozzle. A mix that's too thick will blow out the pumping system, while one that's too thin will compromise the entire armor's integrity. Once the specs are perfectly dialed in, the high-powered pumps roar to life, driving tons of grout into the fabric to begin a massive-scale fortification along the canal bed. Driving tons of grout into the fabric to begin a massive-scale fortification along the canal bed. As the roar of the pumps reverberates across the canal floor, 75 cubic meters of grout begin their journey, snaking into the Hydrotex casing. This is the moment a fragile fabric makes its final stand, transforming into a fossilized fortress. But injecting this much grout into a 2-kilometer system isn't just a simple fill-up. It's a high-stakes puzzle of pressure control and flow direction. To guarantee the armor's monolithic integrity, engineers make a critical tactical choice, pumping against the current from downstream to upstream. But why? Because in the world of concrete, air is the enemy. If the grout were pumped at random, air would be trapped inside the fabric pockets, creating air bubbles' deadly, weak points that would cause the lining to snap under the weight of a flood. By starting at the lowest point, downstream and working upward, the dense grout acts like a massive piston, flushing out every last pocket of air. The real challenge, however, is walking the tightrope of optimal pressure. The force must be high enough to stretch the fabric taut, pinning the lining against the GPS-level ground to eliminate any gaps. But if that pressure crosses the threshold of the fabric's bursting strength, the entire structure explodes, destroying weeks of preparation in a split second. There is no room for guesswork here. The process requires a perfect symphony between pump power and the expansion of each filter point pocket. This ensures that every square meter achieves uniform concrete density, turning a thin textile strip into a fossilized suit of armor, solid, dense, and ready to defy any current that dares to challenge it. Suit of armor, solid, dense, and ready to defy any current that dares to challenge it. As the final cubic meter of grout settles into the canal, the roar of the engines fades away, returning the Nevada desert to its natural silence. But beneath that peaceful facade lies a hidden dread. The engineers are now effectively blind. Once the grout is sealed within its fabric casing, the naked eye can no longer detect the hollow spots or deadly air pockets that could cause a billion-dollar defense system to fail. To pierce through this fog of uncertainty, a manual yet vital verification process begins. While the grout is still wet, engineers drive depth probes through the fabric, stabbing through the skin to ensure the armor measures a precise 10 to 15 centimeters thick. Every square meter of the 2,000-meter stretch is meticulously verified. It is a high-stakes reconciliation where 98 cubic yards of grout must perfectly match the coverage area, ensuring not a single centimeter of the fortress is left vulnerable. But the final enemy isn't under the ground, it's the sky itself. In Nevada's searing heat and bone-dry humidity, moisture can vanish so fast that the heat of hydration spikes, threatening to trigger invisible thermal cracks from deep within. To tame this furnace, a continuous misting system is deployed, shrouding the canal in a cool, artificial fog. This curing process dictates the pace of the hardening, transforming the liquid grout into a seamless, monolithic slab of rock, unyielding and flawless. What we're looking at in Reno is no longer just a stretch of concrete baking in the sun. It's a high-performance hydraulic machine. These 2,080 meters of fortified channel have completely rewritten the rules of how this city handles water. In the world of hydraulics, everything comes down to friction. By slashing the Manning's roughness coefficient, this system does what jagged rocks never could. While old-school riprap chokes the flow with turbulence, this smooth fabric skin lets water glide through with ease, boosting the canal's capacity by a staggering 25%. It means the exact same channel can now swallow a massive flood without breaking a sweat, keeping the surrounding neighborhoods bone dry. On the balance sheet, the project is just as impressive. By ditching thousands of tons of heavy boulders, the team cut shipping and logistics costs by 60%. And because this fabric skin is so fast to deploy, they finish the job in half the time of traditional methods, beating the flood season to the punch. But this isn't a quick fix. This fossilized armor is built for the long game. Designed to stare down Nevada's brutal UV rays and the constant grind of rushing water, it's rated to stand guard for over 50 years. Reno has proven that when you nail the physics of pressure and material science, you don't just build a wall. You build a legacy that can adapt to the most extreme shifts our planet has to throw at it. You build a legacy that can adapt to the most extreme shifts. From the very second Hydrotex settles into its role as a permanent fossilized anchor, it begins a second, even higher mission, becoming a cradle for life. Despite enduring the intense Nevada sun and the immense weight of the deep ocean, this system demonstrates remarkable adaptability. In the Reno desert, tiny pores in the structure retain moisture, allowing microorganisms to take root. The secret is in the skin. Unlike the cold, sterile surface of traditional concrete, this woven casing has a natural grit, millions of micro crevices that act as a high-tech nursery for algae, moss, and even coral. Within a decade, the rugged gray armor literally vanishes beneath a living carpet of biodiversity. From an engineering perspective, this is a masterstroke. While old-school methods force us into a billion-dollar cycle of dredging and repairs, Hydrotex is a one-and-done solution built to stand for a century. As nature reclaims the structure, the ecosystem itself becomes a living shield, reinforcing the foundation's strength year after year. The takeaway here is profound. The most resilient structures aren't those that stand apart to fight nature, but those that learn to borrow its power. Hydrotex has blurred the line between industrial steel and the living earth, turning trillion-dollar infrastructure projects into green fossils that are woven, quite literally, into the very geology of our planet. Into green fossils that are woven, quite literally, into the very geology of our. Hydrotex is not only a material solution, but also a testament to a modern construction philosophy, using softness to subdue ferocity. In the world of mega projects, the strongest is not the most rigid, but the one who knows how to blend with nature to protect humanity's achievements. In the dark depths where pressure can crush everything, these fossilized fabric armors remain there, silently providing a durable solution over decades for the lifelines of civilization. We no longer see them with the naked eye, but the endurance of megastructures through storms is the most definitive answer to their silent strength. So in the future, should we completely abandon the mindset of confronting nature with rigid reinforced concrete to switch to breathable and flexible materials like these? Leave your comments below so we can discuss. And if you are passionate about exploring the technological secrets behind the world's wonders, please hit subscribe to the Massive Minds channel and turn on notifications now to not miss the next raids into magnificent mega construction sites. And turn on notifications now to not miss the next raids into magnificent mega construction sites.